Yay Media Group.
The stuff I'm watching, it's a husband killing the wives to get money for insurance.
I'm down for that. I'm just kidding. I'm trying to lighten the mood.
I'll come back and haunt
Someone's
you.
going to cut that clip.
Hey guys, episode 219. We went to the mountains this weekend. It was uneventful.
No, eventful getting up there.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sure people who listen to this podcast saw your picture, so they kind of got a gist.
So much puke talk these days. Well, Leighton's the one that he does not get car sick. It's normally Lawson who gets car sick. And we were driving up in the mountains. It started snowing a little bit, not a lot. The drive was beautiful going up there. And Leighton's like, I'm not really feeling good. And when I turned around, he was white. And I was like, okay, we're going to crack the window, go out the window. And I did hand him a bag, like a big bag. And I was like, just throw up in this if you do throw up. And then I gave him some Gatorade because he was like, I want something to drink. So we're going up there and then he's like, I'm just really not feeling good. And then instead of vomiting in the bag or going out the window, he decides to go. It was like spraying. It was all on the back row of my car, all over the blankets, towels. Good thing I moved your duffel bag.
I know, it was right in the middle.
He would have thrown up all over your clothes.
Yeah.
And he was crying. I was like, it's fine. And then once he calmed down, then we all just started laughing. I mean, that's all you could do is just laugh because it was so much that I was like, we have to find the closest grocery store, which is not for another 20 minutes probably.
Yeah, you can't, a lot of you haven't been to Colorado, but when you go up to the mountains, you go through these switchbacks. And then on the way back down, there's nowhere really to stop unless you pull over. There is spots for trucks and stuff to pull over, if it gets icy, but there's nowhere really to pull over. We didn't have any, we needed a lot of supplies. So we didn't have what we needed, even if we did pull over. So we had to keep going until we found a grocery store or a gas station, something so we could get some supplies to clean it. And that was another 20, 25 minuse and it reeked. It was cold.
So we had to roll down the windows. Yeah. Lawson is like, it smells. You have your shirt over your nose. I was just laughing. Leighton's shivering. He's like, I'm freezing.
With throw up all over.
He had throw up all over him in his blanket. So I just put the blankets around him. I was like, buddy, just don't move. Whatever you do, don't move until we get to the grocery store. I'll try to keep you warm. I have to put these throw up blankets on you. So that's what we did. We get to the grocery store. We look like we're getting a crime, like we did a crime and we're cleaning up a body or something. You got everything.
No, didn't we go to the vacuum first?
Did we?
I think so.
No, we did that after.
Oh, okay.
We did that after.
All right.
So we get to a grocery store. Jeff goes in and then I'm changing Leighton's clothes and you get trash bags. I don't know, paper towels, Clorox wipes.
Rubber gloves.
Yes.
A spray. And it was like $100. I was like, geez. For cleaning supplies, it was just a little bit, but I guess I got a lot. But it was $100 worth of cleaning supplies. Mm-hmm.
But we got it up as best we could. And then we make our way to the vacuum place.
Then we found itself. I don't know. I just Googled do it yourself, car wash or something. We go there and put quarters in for the vacuum. Kind of in his, I don't know, was it sketchy?
It's sketchy, dumpy place.
Yeah.
It looks like where you would get captured.
Yeah, it looks like 48 hours.
Yeah.
But it didn't work. And they took all of our money.
It took all of our money.
And we had no quarters. So we stopped doing that. And we're like, let's just get to the house and figure it out. So we went to the house and luckily they had a wet vac kind of thing, so I kind of did spray. I really wiped it down in there. I'm like, I think I got it all. And even in the right back, I bought some air fresheners for the car so it smelled a little better. But then we got in there the next day and I was like, oh, you need to go get this detailed.
Oh, yeah. We definitely are. I did do a post and people were saying vinegar, take a cup of vinegar and set it in your car, or coffee grains and set it in your car. And then other people said
coffee grains?
Yeah, like the grains of the coffee. What? The coffee beans? Am I saying it wrong?
Coffee grounds?
Grounds?
Or the beans? Which one? Probably the grounds, because you ground it up so it smells better.
And they said that, and then other people were like, just sell your car because you're not getting that smell out.
No, it'll come out. It's barely in there. I mean, I could still smell it just because I was in it for a half hour.
I drove around in it all day. Every time I got in the car, I was like, ugh. I went to the doctor and I told her, she saw my post and she goes, did you get it all up? I go, no, I drove here and I was like wanting to gag.
We talked about it. We on our show, we're starting to do like just a quick talk off the top. And they're like, how was your Valentine's Day? I'm like, well, we had this happen. So I showed a picture. I showed that picture on there. Yeah. On the show. But anyways, other than that, Leighton was fine. He wasn't like he was sick or anything. So that was good. So he just threw up. He got a little car sick because of those switchbacks. And then we had a good weekend. It was fun. It was fun.
And we always go every year to this adventure. I think it's called Adventure Park.
Yeah.
And it's tubing. This is our third time going, I believe. It's a lot of fun when you go with a group of people. It was 5 families. We all stayed in one house. It was 20 kids, I think. It was a lot.
It was a lot. It was a lot of people.
Yeah, it was a lot. And I've gone up to the top of the hill tubing many of times. But this time, I was so nervous. I
lost you for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Everybody was like, where's Jordan? And I was just up at the top because once you ride what do you call it?
So it's like, it's just inner tubing. We went inner tubing. We didn't do skiing or anything like that. It's a little place where they make their own snow too, in case there isn't any snow. There was snow up there. They just got dumped on, by the way.
They did?
Yeah, there's like a big storm up there today. But
your weather guy tell you that?
Yeah. My weather guy keeps me up to date on everything. He's so into it. I love it. If you ever like meet a weather guy, well, I don't know, our weather guys, he's
very passionate.
Yeah, I'm like, Travis, we're leaving at this time because he does, he sees the traffic and stuff. And I'm like, we're leaving at this time. And then he goes, when you coming back? Here's what's going to happen. You're going to go up there. Traffic's going to be good. We just did the traffic report. You're going to get up there. You're going to get some flurries. Driving's going to be fine. It's going to be a beautiful night. Enjoy it because they're going to get some flurries. You're going to wake up to a beautiful blue sky. Like he's doing the weather for me while we're having like a personal conversation. It's so funny.
That is funny.
You didn't have to. I guess it wasn't that funny.
I thought you were going to keep going. Talking about the thing.
About what thing?
You were explaining it with the tubing.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot about that part. So it's just tubing. It's not, but there is like kind of like a escalator type of thing.
Yeah.
But
what do you call it?
I don't know, like a lift, but it's just, it's like the airport. But it goes up. You
know what the best part about the lift? So many people fall because there's nothing to hold on to. You kind of have to stand like at an angle, like like your legs spread open a little bit
because
you're
going on an incline. So you got to balance the incline.
Yeah, but it's funny when every single time they stop the lift, you're like, okay, who fell backwards or who fell?
Yeah, because somebody fell, so I have to stop it. But yeah, so the first time, I don't know why you freaked out up there.
Oh yeah, so Jeff, I don't know if you could find me or what, but everybody's like, she's at the top. And I don't
the kids went down because our kids it's surprising too how fast the kids are growing up because they got up there and they went down with all their friends, and
I
was like,
scared.
I know they weren't scared. And I was like, oh man, they already left. So I'm like, let's go, love. So we sat down and then someone kicked my tube and I went flying down. And then you have to get out of the way. It's not like you could wait because there's people coming down. So you have to get out of the way. And then there was 2 sides. And you still weren't coming down. I was like waving, so I didn't lose you. And then people were coming down. So I was like, I got to get out of the way. So then I went up and I was like, well, now you're gone. I don't know where you're at.
Well,
so I went up and found the kids and I was like, she'll be fine.
My friend's husband said, how are you getting down? You can't walk down. You got to ride the tube down. And he goes,
it's a hill. It's not like you're skydiving.
You're going like 40 miles an hour.
Oh, come on. It's not bad.
It's kind of scary at first. If you were on there in a single tube, it's kind of scary. But my friend's husband goes, just get in, come down with me. And then mine went before his. And I was like, I hate you. And I was like going down we were together, but he got me down.
You hold on there. Everyone has their own tube and their own strap.
I kept my eyes shut a lot of the time. I was just like nervous this time.
It's a sled.
I don't really like heights, and they used to never bother me. But
I hate
this
it.
time,
I hate heights.
I still don't know how, because you used to be more scared than me. I wasn't really scared of heights. Like when we did Amazing Race and some other things, you went skydiving and you went bungee jumping. And I'm like, how did you do that? I could never skydive. I would be terrified.
Well, I did it. Well, number one, it was for a show, and then I did it to conquer my fears. So that's why I did it.
What?
But thank you, buddy. We got a
That's
package.
my grandma's birthday gift. Okay, can you take that back upstairs, please?
Thank you.
We'll see.
All right. So, anyways, I did all that stuff for a show. So I was like, I had to do it, And then I was like, all right, I'm going to conquer my fears. Now it's like, I already did it, box checked. I have no desire. Some people are adventure seekers and they love that stuff.
I wish I was an adventure seeker. I mean, we were, but kind of a little bit.
We rode real bulls. What do you mean?
Yeah, like idiots. I mean, I felt like we weren't adventure seekers. We were just idiots.
Yeah, that was more ignorant than adventurous.
But now that we have kids, I think about everything way more than what I used to. Before, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'll do it. I don't care if I break my leg.
Yeah, things change.
Yeah. And then when you have kids, you just think.
But we were on a snow hill. It wasn't scary. I'm scared of heights, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
I just think the tube, what if the tube flips, or what if somebody walks in my way, with the tube and I hit somebody? Things like that. It freaks me out.
That's their problem.
But there was one guy that worked there. I loved his energy. What was the song that we were going to get married to?
Danzangudo?
Yeah. And Jeff was every time we went up there, Jeff would go like this, pumping his fist like Jersey Shore. And he had the speaker attached to him and carried it around with him. It was all this Mexican music, and he was just so fun.
Well, I love that. We talked about it last time, and then I go to the guy, he was jamming, because he was dancing.
So happy.
And I go, what are you doing, playing Bad Bunny? He's like, yeah, man, you know Bad Bunny? I was like, yeah, buddy. And he was like, yeah. And I don't know. And then the guy at the top was playing a different song. He's playing the Danzangudo song. And I was dancing at the top. So then they came down together when we went up, and they're like, hey, there's the white boy. And I was like, da-da-dee-da. Because I don't know, the whole thing with the Bad Bunny, I have your own opinion, whatever you want about the Super Bowl. I said it last time. I like music from different countries and things like that. I was just at a Brazilian steakhouse for a shoot, and they were playing music back, and I love all that music. I love it.
Jeff does these shoots around Denver, and then he comes home because he meets the chef and everyone, and he gets so excited because you love food, and you're like, okay, we got to go to this place next. So we have a Mexican restaurant we need to go to in Parker, and then today,
Alonzo's.
And then what was the place today you just told me about? I'm doing this for all my Denver people.
I don't want to give the right name. Radizio's?
Oh, that sounds about
right.
Yeah,
I think it's Radizio's.
It's a Brazilian
steakhouse. It's not Fogo de Chao. It's just like Fogo de Chao. I forgot to set the timer to see how long. But I think it's called Radizio's, if I'm not saying that right. I got it right for the shoot. But so let's take a quick little break, and then I'll talk about that.
Okay.
Welcome to Nowadays No Hangover Club. And you know the first rule of Nowadays No Hangover Club?
No hangover, no bloat, and no regrets.
That's right. I actually drank some of my Nowadays for the Super Bowl.
You love them.
I don't want to drink anymore. And at my age, I probably shouldn't. And that's why I drink Nowadays, because like I said, there's no hangover. There's zero sugar in there.
You have a nice buzz.
And I could get things done the next day.
I think that's everybody our age these days.
So if you don't know about Nowadays, it's a zero proof THC infused drink. I love them. I can control how many milligrams I have because I don't want to do too much. I just use it to relax at night, or if I want to be social when people are drinking. There's so many different ways. They have flavored drinks, which the flavors are terrific. They have little daily doses if you're into something like that. I just do the straight seltzer water ones and I mix it up with some ice. I enjoy it. I still have a good time. I'm social, but the biggest part is no hangover in the morning.
Because fun shouldn't come with the cost.
That's right. Welcome to the upgrade. Welcome to Nowadays. It's a product I actually use, and you should too.
Visit trynowadays.com/togetherness to get 30% off your order. That's trynowadays.com/togetherness or use code Togethermess at checkout. Store locator. Drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older. Welcome back.
Okay, I just double checked. Yes, it's Rodizio's, and there's 3 of them in Colorado, but there's like 29, I guess, all through the country. So it's just like a Fogo de Chao. It's a Brazilian steakhouse. And if you've never been to a Brazilian steakhouse and you like meat, you definitely got to go. So we did a shoot there today, and the restaurant was closed. And again, I get excited. I love doing shoots like that. So that's like the only reason I'm staying in this business.
Yeah.
Is like, I love meeting new people. I love doing shoots like that, learning about their culture. You know, it goes hand in hand with the music. I love traveling, and I can't travel anymore. So this is the closest thing. But anyways, it's just a Brazilian steakhouse. The guy was from Brazil. So we were talking about things like that. And he's like, oh, you ever been to Brazil? And I was like, you know what? We passed through there on Amazing Race.
Did we?
Yeah, we stopped at the airport in Rio.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
Before we were going like to Argentina, we stopped in Brazil. Is that right? I think we stopped there on the Amazing Race. We passed through there.
See, I don't remember.
I forgot where our stop was or whatever, but we passed through. Anyways, I was like, oh yeah. So I just was like connecting. He was playing all this like Portuguese music, and it's just like any other steakhouse you've been to, but the prices are right. Again, this has nothing to do with the show. This is an endorsement. It's just like good people I meet. And he's like, oh yeah, I grew up in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, and now I have a family here. And I'm like, do you go back a lot? And he goes, I'd rather have my family come here, but he manages 2 restaurants.
Okay.
And he just brought out the spread for us. I was like, they have a huge salad bar, like humongous. Like
I love salad bars.
Oh my God. So this one's humongous. They all are at Brazilian steakhouses.
Do they have ranch?
Yeah, they have ranch.
I didn't know.
Yeah, but then that's not even like, but that's just, you can't fill up on the salad bar. You got to wait for the meat.
Oh, I went with you one time to a Brazilian steakhouse. I don't know if I've been back since. I had like the meat sweats.
Yeah, you eat so much.
We ate so much. I was like sick.
Yeah,
we went with Tony and Lisa.
That's right.
That was the last time I was at
that was a long time ago.
That was way before kids. You and I were dating.
Wow, that's how long it's been?
That's how long it's been. And I just remember eating so much food and being sick and wanting to go to your parents' basement and lay down.
The good old days. But yeah, it's fun. I love those places. And I'm going to bring the kids back because they have a good deal. It's like $49. Again, I'm just saying this because I was like, that's a good deal. $49, all you could eat. So salad bar and as much meat as you could eat. You know what I mean? If you barbecue and get a couple nice steaks, I'm just doing the math, you know? And then kids like 7, I was like, my kids are 7 and 9. He goes, it's $11 for them, all they could eat. I'm like, $11? They get a dirty, gross chicken finger and fries or a dirty, gross cheese from somewhere, and it's like $14. I'm like, what's up with that? They could go to a nice Brazilian steakhouse and eat.
You know who you need to tell about this? Retired neighbor. He loves a deal.
Well, I like a deal too.
Yeah.
So, and then on camera, we were actually filming, and I go,
anytime we go to a restaurant and we're with retired neighbor, him and Jeff are like, we could have cooked this better.
For sure.
Just stayed home. That's what you guys say all the time.
Oh, the food's so good though. So we were filming, and I'm like, we don't mention the other place, right? He goes, no, we don't talk about the other place, you know, the other.
And the drinks were good.
Yeah. So they made all these like drinks from, you know, like traditional Brazilian drinks and things like that. So they made all these drinks, and my camera guy doesn't drink. So we usually don't drink. And I'm like, well, I'm leaving after this shoot. And the guy's like, you're not going to try the drink? This is like from Brazil. And I was like,
because you feel like it's disrespectful.
Yeah, of course. I was like, oh, of course I'm going to try that, you know, even though it was like all sugar. It tasted like a mojito, but totally different.
Okay.
It's like their own liquor. It's not rum. It's like something else. I just did the shoot and I forgot everything he said, but whatever. But yeah, so I had like a drink or two with him, you know, and like the restaurant was empty, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go home. And
well, if you live in Denver, check out this
check
place.
it out. Check it out. But I was just like, we need to get out more. You know, every time I go on these shoots, I'm like, we need to get out more.
Where the area we live in, there are no restaurants at all. It's like 3 restaurants that you go into rotation and you have to venture out. And anytime we go somewhere like another little town, I'm like, they got more restaurants than we do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and there's other towns
And we
that
live
are
in a
like
nice
better.
town. They need to, maybe I should open up a restaurant.
You should.
No, I can't. But I wish I tell my buddies, because when I lived in LA, I'm like, you guys need to open a restaurant here. And then when I lived in Colorado, I'm like, you guys need to open a restaurant here.
If
they have the
you're
best
Chicago,
Italian food. Yeah.
buddies opened up a restaurant here. Because Colorado foods are right, but I'm not a picky eater. So, I mean, I eat your basic food like hamburger, chicken
But you get
fingers.
spoiled when you have good homemade Italian food.
Well, Chicago, I think, is known for having like really good food. So you're a foodie.
And New York has really good Italian food. Well, New York has everything. But Chicago, I only go to my buddies' places. They have the best Italian food. Well, shout out to Pasta di Arte and Nonna Silvia's if you guys are in the area in Chicago.
My brother and them, they say everybody from like New York is moving down to Charlotte. And in Waxhaw, where my house is, Peyton's like, there's a Italian restaurant and it's a family that moved from New York. I think New York or New Jersey, something like that. And Peyton's like, it's so good.
Yeah, when you get like traditional, you know, and they're like homemade pasta and things like that, it's like a new planet.
I remember this one place. It was before I moved away from home. It was like over in the Ballantyne area. That's like a suburb in outside of Charlotte. And this couple was from New Jersey, but they had those thick Noodles? Accents. Oh. No, you could totally tell. And I remember my sister thinking the guy that owned it was so hot, and he always had like a white beater on, and like he just had this really thick accent. And then his wife had a super thick accent. It would be like an hour and a half wait for their restaurant. It was and they were killing it. Yeah, because everybody wanted to go.
I know every time I go into like little boutique shops, we talked about one I went in the other day. I'm like, there's something about the vibe that I'm like, I could see myself in another life doing this, you know? It's just like being around a bar or restaurant, making people happy. You know, it's like, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Yeah. You know, you're there. It's not like you're life. Popping in. You know, I would like to be like, I won the lotto and like invest and be like, hey, this guy's part owner. And I sit at the bar and kind of schmooze, you know? Yeah. Not those guys. I know what my buddies went through, like opening those restaurants. And I was like, man, they're there all day. They built the whole things themselves. It's like how much work they put in is insane. You know?
When Jeff and I were dating, I always felt like going to these bars that Jeff's buddies had. It was like a movie, kind of like, what is that movie? With, oh my gosh, Mark Wahlberg, and he's playing for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Papali? When he's Vince Papali?
Yes. And remember they hung out at that bar?
Unbreakable? That's not like that bar.
But it's like the locals hang out and everybody's got either like they all wear bears. Like everybody's wearing bear stuff.
You went there when the Blackhawks were in the championship. So everyone was wearing Blackhawks
But when you would walk in, they'd be like, oh, Schroeder, Hollywood, dork, and like make fun of you. Yeah. But it was like that. But they all look the same. They all look Italian. They're all sitting there drinking their drinks and they're all super loud. They're all you, but multiplied. They're you and Tony. They're you and Tony, but multiplied, and everybody's got their beanies, and it's like a movie. And then you walk, like I said, you walk.
Beanies? What are you describing?
It's just like, you would have like your coat on, and I don't know. It's just like a movie.
I think you're getting confused a little bit, but yeah, it is. It's nice. I miss those little like neighborhood hangouts. Not like those are restaurants, you know, but it'd close down and we'd stay after hours, you know, and just, you know, be our own like little
Jeff and
spot.
I used to always break away and go. There was this trashy bar right by his parents' house. I'd be like, take me to that bar. It was very fun. People watching, people from Norwich in there.
Yeah, I grew up with
It's like the people who never left Norwich that are still there. I guarantee you those same people are still hanging out at that bar.
I hope so. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like little towny. I mean, I don't like to spend my life there by any means, but like, you know, there's something about home, that feeling, you know, old people you talk to, you grew up with. Not that I want to be one of those guys on the bar stool like Cheers, you know, but like, you know, when life happens and you go back and you're like, wow, it's been a long time. Let's catch up. But it just kind of feels like home, you know, those hometown bars. Yeah. We've been traveling so much. I forget like the streets, around where I grew up and stuff. It's like weird.
It is weird, right?
Because we've lived in so many places. And
when I went back home to Charlotte from staying there for, when I took the kids this summer, and I grew up there. I was always working downtown. I would second guess. I'm like, wait, is this the right road I'm going on? And I'm like, how would I forget that?
I know. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
And then it makes me sad a little bit too.
It doesn't make me sad, but.
Do you miss home at all? I guess maybe I'm saying I miss the way life used to be. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm not thinking of home, like in quotes. I'm thinking of, I miss the way life used to be.
I don't miss certain things. Maybe when I first moved away, when I went to LA, I was so homesick. I would leave LA every month and go home. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
I would get on a flight. I think I would take like a buddy pass. I left so much. And then when I would have to get on the flight to go back to LA, I would just say to myself, gosh, I just want to stay home. I love my house. I love how quiet it is over here.
Well, it's easy. You take it for granted almost, Mm-hmm. I know I did, but it's just like, it's safe. It's home. Your parents are always there. Right. So I don't know.
It's just familiar.
Yes.
And like your life's there and like your job was there. And then in LA, I couldn't figure out my groove. That was the first time around. And the second time it was better. But just that first, and it wasn't like I went 2 hours away from home. I took a big jump. It was like from coast to coast. That was a big move for me.
No, that's big.
And it was a shock. But I'm glad I did it because it definitely helps you grow and it helps you learn things and it helps the things that you're uncomfortable about. It really gets you out of your shell.
Well, get you out of that bubble. So I think that's the best thing for you too. You know what I mean? You can have the best of both worlds. Traveling, getting out of that bubble, meeting new people, different people. It's good for you. Mm-hmm. I think it's good for you.
I remember when I first moved to LA, I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody's so hateful. Why? Because I was used to the South. Everybody just talking to you, asking how your day was. I went to the post office and they were the angriest people I've ever met in my life. They were so angry. And that was a lot to get used to. And then I never saw homeless people in Waxhaw. You don't see anybody homeless. Or if there is, somebody's like picking them up and taking them to the church and feeding them. Yeah.
I wonder how it is now. You haven't been back in a while.
No, when I went back home last time, my dad lives an hour from Waxhaw and it's too far of a drive, but it looks like a Hallmark movie, the town does. It's cute. It's like a water tower town.
Where your house is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all built up now.
Didn't they film a movie down there now?
Channing Tatum's movie isn't it out in the movies or it's on Netflix or something?
Is it that Toys R Us movie?
Yeah.
Or something like that?
That was filmed down the street from my neighborhood. And Peyton. Peyton was all about it. He was like so-and-so. He was right next door to my friends and they got this video. He sent me all these videos of Channing Tatum. I was like, Peyton, I do not care. I remember.
That's funny you said it because I remember now in our small little town in Norwich, there's this chapel, like Norwich Chapels or whatever. And Luke Perry, I think, filmed a movie there at the time. And everyone was like, Luke Perry's here. It was like the 90210 era.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but everyone gets excited when someone's like filming a movie there.
Well, that show I like, it's been a minute. It's the Texas show. They're filming it up by my dad. I just saw that. I can't think of the name of it right now.
What Texas show?
The one where the wives are all like hooking up.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Yo, it's so good.
By the way, speaking of movies, we watched a stinker the other day.
You guys. I thought it was going to be so good. You're talking about with
Tom Hardy.
Oh, I love Tom Hardy.
Well, it's called Manic. It's on.
Don't watch it. It is terrible.
If you're into, I don't know what they were going for. Like it's kind of like
cheesy.
I don't know what they were going for.
But it's constant like killing.
What's that one with not what the heck's his name? John Wick. I don't know if they're going for like John Wick meets like Batman because it looked like Gotham City. I don't know what was happening.
Well, I asked you, I go, is this New York? Where is this? But I think it was like China or something.
Well, no, it was Chinatown because they were fighting like an Asian mafia.
Yeah.
And then it was like dirty cops, but it was Timothy Oliphant, Forrest Whitaker, and Tom Hardy. That's a lineup, man. Those are three.
I told Jeff, I go, this has to be so good. And do not waste your time.
It was a stinker. I hate to say it. Maybe if you're into if you're into bloodbaths and like slow motion and just seeing people get slaughtered and karate chops and people throwing people off the building, go ahead, watch it. You'll love it. But I was like, dude, where's the twist? Where's the punchline? Like, what's happening? It was just straight, you killed my son. I'm going to kill you. That's the gist of it. That's the whole movie.
And
and then like the down on his luck cop. Like I don't know. I was very disappointed because I love Tom Hardy.
And I love how you and I, if we have nothing to watch at night, it's like the boring night. Like when we have something to look forward to that we like, we get very excited about when our stuff is done.
Yeah.
Are you want to watch that movie? Oh yeah, let's start it.
I love when you get it's the best when you get a new series and you can't wait to like watch it.
What's the one that's supposed to start Thursday? Is it Terminal List?
Oh, that's okay.
It was okay. That guy.
No, I don't think it's Terminal List.
It's similar.
Yeah, something like that.
For that. And then my brother sent me this, Peyton, he loves true crime. He's like, you have to watch the Scream murder story. Anybody hear that? These guys kill their friend and they videotape it and they're recording it. He was telling me all about it, but I don't really know if I'm in the mood to watch something like that after
That's a little heavy for me. Let's take a quick break and we'll come back.
Okay.
All right, everybody. If you know me or listen to this podcast, you know I love to cook, but with 2 kids, a busy schedule, I don't really have time to cook every single day of the week, and that's where HelloFresh comes into play.
I just put in our HelloFresh order, and I love that you can choose. There's over 100 recipes that you can choose from.
Right. And I'm more of a Mediterranean guy. I don't know why. Every time I eat out, I get Mediterranean.
I just ordered 2 Mediterranean meals, so you're going to be very happy.
Yeah, so that's what we like. But there's something for everybody, and HelloFresh makes it so easy that even Jordan could do it.
Choose from more than 35 high-protein recipes each week, including new Mediterranean and GLP-1 friendly options. Feel great with wholesome ingredients like sustainably sourced seafood and 100% antibiotic and hormone-free chicken. There's now more than 3 times the seafood options with no upcharge. Because when dinner tastes this good, nothing hits like home cooking.
Go to HelloFresh.com/Togethermess10FM to get 10 free meals plus a free Zwilling knife, a $144.99 value on your 3rd box.
Offer valid while supplies last. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan.
All right, welcome back. What's up with there's something like psychological. Like I don't know if it's proven or not. There's something like psychological with women enjoying murder shows.
There is?
I don't know. All women watch more than men. I feel like, at least the women I've met, like watching, they're so into true crime and murder. Like you love it.
I do.
It kind of, I don't like it.
Not in a weird way, but I
get like, I like watching it sometimes for like the psychology of it. Like, I'm like, what in the world? What happened in that person's world that they want to do this? And like, oh my God, I can't believe this person could do this to another person. But when there's like kids involved,
oh yeah,
I don't watch it. Like that one with the oil drums with the kids in Colorado.
Oh, you didn't.
I didn't watch it.
That's so sad.
There's another one we just started, and you're like, oh, this is about some mom with her kid. I'm like, nope, and I didn't watch it. And then I know the story you're talking about of this real life Scream. I watched a documentary, and it's
watched
sick.
All of it.
Yeah, I watched it. I didn't watch the Netflix one. I don't know what it was. I saw a documentary with these 2 kids, and then they talked to them after the fact and stuff.
That's so messed up.
And
I want to know now, do they regret it? Well, this happened in 2006.
Yeah, in Columbine, Idaho. Wasn't it Idaho?
Let me look.
I'll double check.
Let me look.
But I don't know. Something with kids really, like, it bothers me to the point where I can't watch it. And I don't
like watching anything with kids.
And
it's
I don't
sad.
I watched that documentary way back in the day because this happened in,
2006.
That's 20 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and even at the time, they went back and interviewed those kids in jail.
And no remorse?
No, I watched the documentary. I didn't watch the one on Netflix.
It's on Hulu.
A different one.
It's
on Hulu.
Yeah.
But the kid was like, the other guy convinced me. I don't want, when you murder like a kid or you do something like that to a kid, I'm going to get a little deep here. Maybe obviously people are going to disagree. I'm up with a straight murder, like an eye for an eye. You kill them on the spot in the back alley. Mm-hmm. I'm for the death penalty in that sense.
Oh, they shouldn't even have it. I don't know why they put them up.
If it's a question and someone's going to death row and there's a question that maybe they didn't do it. No. When a guy walks out of a school and he was the school shooter, there should be no interview. There shouldn't be a reason. You should murder them. And then the parents should almost be like on trial and be like, what is going on here? Because there's other parents, we've done stories on DBL where they encourage it and they know they brought a gun to school and they're kind of involved in some way. I don't care what your excuse is. If you're murdering other kids or you're going to a school shooting, there should be no documentary about you. You should be forgotten, ashes to dust. You should be forgotten in time. And that's it. Because there's so many copycat killers. There's so many losers out there that have nothing going on. And they're like, you know what? This is my chance to make a name for myself. And I'm going to go out there and start shooting up everything because the world is against me. I don't care. I should be going too crazy.
Why? I think they should let the parents take them out in a field and let the parents take care of them.
Well, that's never going to happen. But I appreciate your enthusiasm.
If somebody ever did something to my kids like that, I would capture them and I would torture them.
But I get being a parent too and wanting to protect your kids. So I get the other side. But I don't know how it gets that far. Or if you're involved in some sort of way, like, well, here's a loaded gun where I keep it and I know you have mental issues, but here's my loaded gun in case anything happens. Then you should be brought out to a field. Like, I don't know. We've gotten way too lenient with things like that. And
because they're in prison and they're sitting there and they're getting fed and they have a bed to sleep on. It might not be comfortable, but they have somewhere to go. They need to be I just feel like if you hurt someone, you should be gone too.
And a lot of these people shoot themselves when they're done. I'm like, why can't you just go do that to yourself before you kill everybody else?
And take it out on innocent people.
Yeah, and then write a message on your gun. I don't know. We're getting pretty deep here, but that's how I feel. I'm at the point where something's got to change. There needs to be bigger repercussions, whether it's with the parents or who's responsible for that kid or who led up to those decisions that person made.
Because that person changed
how are we going to stop this problem?
Another family's life. It's never going to stop. It's going to keep going.
But
it's always going to keep going.
But how did we get here? There was like 20 years, that was 20 years ago with that. And I was like, what in the world? Someone, 30 years ago. Well, I don't even know when it was Columbine.
99, I believe. Because I was in 6th grade when that happened. 98 or 99. I remember coming home from school.
I guess there were serial killers before that. Like, I guess there's something. I don't know.
I just don't see how I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say anything.
Well, we've gone this far. It's just, someone's got to say something. You know what I mean? And I know there's obviously points on the other side, but it's like, there needs to be bigger repercussions. There's something needs to change.
I don't really like going to the movies because I get uncomfortable going to the movies because I'm like, what if somebody comes in here and just starts shooting?
Well, now it's everywhere. There was just a shooting at a hockey place in Rhode Island. I just saw it. I don't even know anything. I just saw shooting at Rhode Island Ice Arena. And I was like,
at a hockey game?
At a hockey game. And I'm like, what? This guy that I follow, Biz Nasty, posted something. And that's the only reason I saw it right before we started. And I was like, what happened? Like every day. And there's so much that you can't even keep up. It's like, oh, when did that happen?
See,
when
that's
was this
why
one?
I don't scroll that much. The true crime I do watch because if it's based on a true story, I'm always just fascinated. Like, how is this real? Like, what did that person go through? Like, what is this person's story? Like things like that.
Right. I used to think like that. So that's what I get, like the psychology of it. But I feel like we're getting too, what's the right word? Yeah, comfortable, but
desensitized?
Yes, that's the exact word. Desensitized. We're getting way too, hey, there was a shooting in Rhode Island. I don't even look up the details. If that happened, 30 years ago, that'd be the front page. Like, oh my God, what's going on here? Let's look up every detail. Now everything is somehow now or another, it's politicized and this and that. It's like, forget about the politicized. Forget it. What's going on that people are shooting up schools and things like that and doing these horrific things. And we're watching it before we go to bed. Yeah. There's something wrong. Like mentally, we have too much information and we're desensitized to all these things. And it's a problem, it's a problem.
The stuff I'm watching, it's the husband killing the wives to get money for insurance.
I'm down for that. I'm just kidding. I'm trying to lighten the mood.
I'll come back and haunt
Someone's going to cut that clip. I'm trying to lighten the mood, even though I shouldn't. Even that, you shouldn't be making jokes while we're having that conversation. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't know what it is. Hey, your dad's calling me.
My dad is?
Yeah.
Jeff is going to North Carolina to the Duke game with our other friend. So him and Big Sexy are going. Big Sexy time.
Oh boy. No, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. But we got a lot of travels coming up.
We do. And then spring break, it will be here before we know it.
Yeah.
Lots of good things. All right, guys. Are we going to end on that?
No, I guess we got to end on a happy story. I was listening to, by the way, that Jeremy Renner thing I was listening to on the way to work. And I rewound it. Actually, I was pulling up to that Brazilian steakhouse, speaking of that. And I rewound what he said. Actually, could I get in trouble for playing it right where I left off?
I don't know. Can you?
He's talking about this exact thing. So if you never heard this book, Jeremy Renner, it's called My Next Breath. Let me see if I could get this. Hold on.
Is it about his?
Hold on. Let me play a little. Because I rewound it because I heard something that he said. And I was like, wait, I want to rewind that and listen to what he said. And it's about like social media and stuff. It's a really good book. If you don't know who Jeremy Renner is, he's an actor. I'm sure you guys all know who he is. He got ran over by that tractor. We talked about it, or the snowmobile, the snowplow. Let me see if this is the. Hold on. Let me see if I could play this.
There is so much nonsense going on in the world right now. Tremendous amounts of damaging white noise. And we're all sucked into it. Through those little computers we carry around in our pockets, machines whose algorithms force us to bear silent witness to catastrophes all around the globe constantly, even when there's nothing we can do about them except be drawn down into depression and inertia. But when faced with the tumult of incidents, the wars, the betrayals, the losses and disasters, amplified as they are by the inanity of social media, and underpinned by the need for everyone everywhere to be speaking at all times. As Bo Burnham puts
this is the part.
Is it necessary that every single person on this planet expresses every single opinion that they have on every single thing that occurs all at the same time? Something like living beyond death incinerates so much of what
so he's talking about his own, seeing death. But that last part was the part that I rewound. Does everybody feel it necessary to post about every single thing that's going about themselves every single day at the same time? That's too much information.
Yeah.
That's too much for a human being. It's not anyone's fault. It's our brains aren't made for that. They're not wired for that. And it's too much going on. So to be desensitized by everything going on, I think it's in a fucked up way, normal, because you can't comprehend everything that's going on in this world, I don't know. That's kind of a Debbie Downer.
Every time you open, it's like you were saying, you open your Instagram, it's a shooting or somebody's fighting politically or somebody has a disease or there's nothing really happy.
That's why you got to find
drama.
You got to find those happy moments. Like
everything we talk about too on this podcast, things that we bring up, it pops up on my phone.
Oh, yeah, that too. And your algorithm's feeding.
Exactly.
And how many people out there are truly happy? I hope you are. And I think there's a lot more than we think there are. But if whatever you're feeling, your algorithm's obliging that and giving you more of that. So if you're talking about murder documentaries and things like that, it's going to pop up on your phone. If you're talking about inspiration, that's going to pop up too. But somehow we need bigger repercussions and more positivity in this world. We need leaders and people that inspire us. Even the Olympics now, people should be gathered around a TV cheering for wherever they're from. And everyone's like, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
It's not the same anymore.
No, I used to get so excited for the Olympics when I was a kid. Not anymore.
Maybe it's us. Maybe we're just in that stage. Maybe people are listening like, cheer up, bozos.
When we were in the mountains, we had the Olympics on the whole time. All of us were watching it.
We need to watch more Olympics. I'm just saying, like, you need to make a change in your own mind. Like, I'm going to be happy, you know? Mm-hmm. I get...
That's why working out or listening to another podcast or finding things that lift you up instead of doom scrolling the whole time.
Yeah. All right. We went down a rabbit hole, which I didn't know we were going to go down.
That was so random.
From throw up to misery.
I gotta go get my medicine. So
medicine for what?
Nothing. Be quiet. We're not talking about this.
That'll lighten the mood.
No, we are not ending on that note. Okay.
Jordan's got some things going on south of the border.
Caused by Jeff.
No, it wasn't.
Read the card.
Apply this once a day. I was talking about your medicine.
Thank God I have a doctor that I absolutely love.
Yes.
Go.
All right. I have so much more to say on this topic, but apparently we're not allowed to talk about it. No. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Be gentle with yourself, love. You are a child of the universe. No less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here, love. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you convince him to be. And whatever your labs or your labors or inspirations. In the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with your soul. With all that sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy.
Okay.
I guess that was a good ending.
That was a good ending. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Anything else you want to add?
Yes.
Jeff, no. Okay. Bye.